Okay, after you have originally logged in and created your new login ID and your new password, and you're into When2work program, there's some things you're going to want to do to first set up your schedule. And you're going to choose the times I prefer to work. It's the fourth one down. You're going to click on that. Now, if you have a specific date you want to use that for, that's fine. If you just want to do it week by week, you can click on each individual day and it'll pop up something like this. Then what you can do from there is you can click on the prefer to work, and let's say I prefer to work noon to 5 o'clock. I'm going to copy that as green. I dislike working this time. Now this doesn't mean that you're not available. I dislike working this time between 6 and noon. Maybe because I have some schoolwork I need to do in the morning or something along that. Now there's a no preference, you can use that, but it's already there for you in white. Cannot work this. I want this to only be used for times that you're in class. If not, I'll just disable it. Then you can save the changes, and you can click up here, and you may zoom in on here a little bit. Now you see you can say I can have it repeat 1 week, but we want to repeat it for 10 weeks. You want to just have it repeat the whole time, and keep in mind what day of the week that you clicked on, because this is going to set your preference for the entire 10-week period for that day. Save changes. So as you can see, it updated there for my Sunday shift. It says when I'm available, or when I'm dislike working, when I prefer to work, and when I cannot work. And the areas in white are times that I'm available. I recommend for between 2 and 8 a.m. you read them out for the most part. I'll just go ahead and do a full week, so that way you can kind of see what's going on a little bit better. So I'm going to click on my Monday shift. I cannot work between 2 and 8. I have class between 4 and 6. I prefer to work 8 to noon. So I'm going to highlight that. I have no preference on noon to 4. But I dislike working after my class because I want to go do some stuff after class. So I'd put dislike in there and I'd save the changes. And you see it updated this on the main page, and then you can go down through for each date. And again, on this you can go back into it if you'd like. Click back onto it. If you made an error, you can click back on it, and then I did make an error. I forgot to set the 10-week period. So I want to save that change, and it'll keep me repeating for 10 weeks. I do schedules in advance for a month at a time, so that's why I want this to be set, your availability set to at least a 10-week period. Well, a 10-week period is the most you can set it at, so that's where I need it at. Here we are again. I can't work between between 2 in the morning and 8. I'm sleeping, so I don't want to be working. And you see how I made a mistake? I went over the lines. If you go back and you click on another thing, you can go back and you can kind of brush it up. It's almost like using a paintbrush program. But on this date, let's say I want to work 8 to close. I'm going to highlight the 8. And I'm going to go back over here to this side, and I will highlight the hours of 12 and 1 o'clock. I don't really want to work from noon to 8 o'clock. And I have no preference on the 8 to 11. So I'm going to save this. And again, it is going to put it up here in the thing for me and let me know. It says set repeating weekly preferences. I mean, you can do this like this. It'll give you a whole week's view as opposed. So you can kind of paint everything at once. So if everything's like the same, let's say I prefer to work between noon and 7, and I can kind of go through here and I can paint this whole thing. So then naturally I'm going to touch it up because I got a little sloppy on here. But I can pretty much just go through and just paint whatever, and you kind of get the gist of it there. So that's that, and I could save that if I wanted, but I'm not going to save it in this instance. I'm going to go ahead and X off of it. Now what happens from there is I take the information that you put in, what you prefer, dislike, and like, and I generate a schedule, and it will automatically schedule you your shifts. So there's no scheduling you need to do. You'll just receive a schedule through When2work. There's you can request time off. Let's say I can't work March 29th. I want to request off 3 days. So I'm going to type in 3 there, and then I'm going to request time off. Now what happens is it'll show up down there that you've requested it off, and under status it says pending right now. Once I approve that time or disapprove it, it'll say whether it's been approved or disapproved. There's also shift trades. If you want to trade a shift, let's say I want to trade if you're assigned to a shift, and I haven't been assigned any shifts yet, you click on the shift you're assigned to, and basically just say that you want to trade it, and then it'll come up, and then I'll have to approve or disapprove the shift trades, which is pretty easy, and I'll get the email through my phone, and I'll be able to do it straight from my phone. And all of you know that I keep my BlackBerry on me 24/7, so I can pretty much be at work all the time. Okay, if there's any questions, send me an email. That's frisbie.4@osu.edu. Thanks.